You know that feeling? You have a great idea for an app or maybe a website, but then you think, oh, I have to learn to code. It just feels like this giant impossible mountain. Well, what if I told you that mountain is basically turning into a hill? Today, we're going to dive into how AI is completely flipping the script, letting you write your very first program using, get this, just plain English.
And look, this quote right here says it all. I mean, can you imagine 2 weeks just to set up your computer and then waiting 8 hours for it to print "Hello World"? That's not even that long ago. The barrier to entry was just insane. You needed a beast of a computer, which cost a ton, and frankly, the patience of a saint just to get started. It's no wonder so many people quit before they even wrote their first real line of code.
This comparison really puts it into perspective, doesn't it? The old way was just this frustrating maze, buying expensive gear, spending hours on setup, wrestling with installations. And the new way? You just open a website. It's that simple. All those hurdles that used to take days or even weeks have just, poof, vanished.
So how is all this possible? What's the secret sauce here? Well, it all starts with a totally new kind of coding environment. Think of it as the ultimate playground for anyone who's ever been even a little bit curious about programming.
And that playground is called Google Colab. The easiest way to think about it, it's basically Google Docs, but for writing code. It's totally free, it runs in your web browser, so you don't need a super powerful computer, and the best part, everything you need is already installed. You literally just open it up, and you're ready to rock.
And the advantages here are they're huge. I mean, look at this. Absolutely zero configuration. You can share your code and collaborate with people in real time, just like you would in a Google Doc. And you get free access to super powerful computers, the kind pros use, right through your browser. Every single one of those annoying barriers we just talked about, gone.
Okay, so the setup nightmare is gone. That's great. But you still have to learn all that complicated code, right? Well, this is where the real magic trick comes in. Let's actually watch how we can turn plain old English into actual working code.
All right, so you've opened a new Colab notebook. You see the spot where you normally type code. But then, you see this little button right here, Generate. That tiny button is our key. It's the gateway to writing code without actually knowing how to code.
So instead of trying to remember some weird, complex command, you just type what you want to do in English. Let's start with the classic, the rite of passage for every programmer. We're just going to tell it, write a Hello World program.
And boom, just like that, the AI spits out the perfect line of Python code, print hello world. Think about that. You didn't have to know the command was print, you didn't have to know about the parentheses or the quotation marks, you just said what you wanted and the AI translated it for you.
Now you just hit the run button, and there it is. Hello World. You've done it. You just wrote and ran your first program. And the whole thing, from start to finish, probably took, 30 seconds? It's incredible.
But this is way more than just a cool party trick. Think of this AI as your personal coding assistant, always there with you. It's a partner that can help you learn, help you fix your mistakes, and really get what's going on under the hood. Right, but what if you don't actually get what the code is doing? I mean, that's a super important question, right? It's one thing to see the code, but if you want to learn, you have to understand it. So what happens when the AI writes something and you're just like, what is that?
Well, you just ask it. Simple as that. You can give it a prompt like add a comment to the code. And check it out. The AI adds a little note for you, right there in the code, explaining what's happening.
And these little notes, these comments, they're just for us humans. The computer skips right over them. It's literally the AI being your own private tutor, breaking things down so you can actually learn while you're building.
Okay, but what about mistakes? Because let's be real, everyone makes mistakes when they're coding. It's just part of the process. But when you're just starting out, one tiny error can be so frustrating it makes you want to throw your computer out the window. So, how does the AI handle that?
All right, let's break something on purpose. We'll run this code but take out one of the quotation marks. And, yep, it crashes. We get this big, scary, confusing error message. Now, in the old days, you'd be completely stuck, probably Googling that error message for an hour.
But now, you just ask the AI, hey, fix the error in the last cell. It looks at the code, sees the problem instantly, and just gives you the corrected version. That's a game changer. What used to be a total roadblock that killed your motivation is now just a quick, easy learning moment.
Now, I know what you might be thinking.
okay, this is cool for beginners, but professionals don't really work this way, right? Actually, they do. This exact approach is quickly becoming a standard part of the modern workflow for professional developers.
It's basically a two-step dance now. Step 1 is prototyping. Pros use AI in a playground like Colab to spit out and test small chunks of code really, really fast. Then, step 2, once they know that little piece of code works perfectly, they copy it over into their big professional project.
And that's the whole key right there. The AI is amazing at these small, specific jobs. It lets you experiment at lightning speed. You use the AI to figure out all the little puzzle pieces, and then you, the human, assemble them into the final, bigger picture.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that AI isn't replacing coders. Not at all. It's becoming their co-pilot. It's a tool that smashes the barrier to entry for beginners and, at the same time, gives a massive productivity boost to the experts. It really is an essential partner for everyone.
This completely changes what it even means to be a coder. It's becoming less about memorizing a bunch of weird syntax and way more about having good ideas and being good at asking the right questions. So that just leaves one last question for you. If coding is now as simple as asking a question, what will you build first?